Hi, welcome to my second video in my Pokemon Vibe Check series. If you haven't seen my first video, my premise is essentially this. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, my husband's a huge Pokemon fan, my kids are huge Pokemon fans. I have a lot of experience, I've played almost every Pokemon game, I've even done some I did a draft tournament in which I got to the finals match on Vibes alone. My husband is always in at least 2 to 5 draft tournaments at any given point in time, and I help him by vibe checking his teams, and I figured I would share my valuable skills with the rest of the world. I don't particularly care about what the data decks or the Pokedex say. Sorry, I use data decks. I don't particularly care what they say about some of these Pokemon. I don't care what the Pokemon Company says about these Pokemon. I don't care what Bulbapedia says. None of it. These are vibes. I go off of vibes. That's it. So today we are doing the Charmander line because that's next as it appears in the Pokedex. And we're starting off really strong with Charmander. I don't think there's actually a wrong choice between like all of the original 3 starters. I think they're all really solid. Charmander did give me a little bit of childhood trauma because I remember being a small little baby child and I was watching the Pokemon anime on Cartoon Network as you did back in the day, and there was the episode where Ash finds the Charmander in the rain and it's about to die because its flame is going out, and that's how I found out that Pokemon could actually die. Like, I never really thought about ghost Pokemon like that. And yeah, that broke a part of me that I think to this day still hasn't healed. Now, moving on to Charmeleon. Speaking of trauma, homie has trauma. Like, he has dad issues, for sure. Like, anger issues. You can tell because he's red and his flames are a lot more rigid and spiky than the other two. He gives off anger vibes. And then he heals as he evolves into Charizard. Charizard, super strong, great Pokemon. Love his aesthetic. He should have been a fire dragon type. He should have been. Instead of them making Dragonite a dragon type, nope. Charizard, okay? Like, it hurts too because you get Dragonite if somebody's used to drawing Ditto caricatures of Pokemon and then somebody's explaining what a Charizard looks like to them. They've never actually seen one, so they're just making this caricature in Ditto form of a Pokemon that they've never seen. And that's Dragonite. No shade to Dragonite. And you know what? No, fuck that. All the shade to Dragonite. Alright. Okay. The Dragonite... Dragonair didn't deserve that. I stand by that. But I think they're all solid Pokemon in the games. If you're doing a draft tournament, I think Charizard, super strong Pokemon. Really good. All around, it's not going to be the strongest fire type you can have, but it's definitely not going to be the worst fire type you can have, you know? It's a solid pick. I think the Charmander line passes the vibe check. They're all around good. You go from gives you childhood trauma to has childhood trauma to has too many forms. But, you know, hey, if you have a really cool Charmander card that you've never physically touched and no one's ever physically touched and it lives in a card sleeve for forever and you get it appraised or graded, as it's called in the Pokemon card collection community, you could have at least $20 on your hands from one card. Some of them can be way more than $20 for one card, but it's kind of just look at the draw. But yeah, Charmander passes the vibe check. That's the end of this video. If you like it, do all the things. If you don't like it, I'll still probably make these because it brings me joy. Thank you. Have a good day. Love you. Bye.